Hey witches, lesson B. This is going to be the lesson on the Merkaba. I'm aware that you can find a whole bunch of information about it online or whatever and stuff like that, or in books, etc. But this is the lesson that I learned from Hekate and Metatron. Kind of their way of explaining Merkaba to me, okay, as a witch. So what their lesson of Merkaba was actually Merkaba Consciousness, okay, because as with all things with Hekate, she likes to teach you the mastery of these things, okay. So that's always going to involve your consciousness. Hekate is the higher soul. She's the oversoul of like all witches and everything like that. So she is the consciousness, okay? So I titled this lesson Merkaba Consciousness, okay? Because power is about knowledge. Power is about awareness. When you're aware of something, it does not have power over you. You have power over it, okay? So this lesson, Merkaba Consciousness, is not just telling you what the Merkaba is. It's about how you can become self-aware of your own Merkaba and control it, okay? So this is a lesson of empowerment. Now, I wrote down all this stuff in here, so I might be glancing at this every now and then so that I don't miss anything, because this is not just my own knowledge in my brain, okay? This is lessons that was taught to me, so I'm going to have to look at the notes again so I can cover it all for you guys, okay? So the Merkaba, what is the Merkaba, first of all? And actually, before I get into this, let me just say this is a continuance of the lessons that I did of the Kundalini life force energy, okay? And I'll show you how that ties in when we get further into this lesson. Okay, but first of all, what is your Merkaba? Your Merkaba is your light body, okay? And I'm also going to try to add images into this video when I upload it to show you guys, you know, pictorial, whatever, of what I'm talking about, just to get it more across to you, because I can't just project the images that are in my mind that Hekate and Metatron put there. So I had to find images on Google search that, you know, express it the best that I could, and I did find them. So I'm going to try to get those interjected into this video. But anyways, your Merkaba is your light body, okay? It's like a field of light around you, okay? It's not your aura. Your aura is, you know, smaller. It's just an electromagnetic field around your physical body. Your Merkaba light body is a much larger field of light that is completely, you know, like extends all around you, and it's not. Let me look at the notes so I can explain it right. Okay, yeah, it's the light field around you. That also means that it is your perception of the world around you, okay? Your perception of the world around you is your Merkaba consciousness, okay? But let me break this down for you more. Yeah. So everything that you surround yourself with is the physical body of your Merkaba, okay? That means that the physical objects that you surround yourself with, the people and stuff like that, everything that you surround yourself with you know, as the one who's making choices in your life, as the one who's controlling your life. Everything and everyone that you're surrounding yourself with, that is the physical body of your Merkaba, because light is, or I should say, everything is light. Okay. We know that even the physical body is a low density vibration of light. Okay. And that goes for everything. Everything is light. So your Merkaba light body is not separate from, you know, the light body of everything else. Okay. The only time that separation exists is on the physical vibrational level of light. Okay. When you get to higher vibrations, nothing is really separate. Okay. All the light is one. Okay. And that's why they say that, you know, the one, there's light, everything is light, everything is that one being, that one source, that one God, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So everything that you surround yourself with and everyone that you surround yourself with is making up the physical body of your Merkaba. Your thoughts and feelings about the world that you create around yourself are the consciousness of your light body. Okay. So in order to consciously control So to consciously control the places, environments, people, and etc. around you that you put yourself in, that is that's what it means to be centered in your Merkaba consciousness. Okay. You have to take full responsibility for yourself as the creator of your life. And it kind of seems simplistic, but like with all things, you know, you can have knowledge of something, but understanding of it is what it's really all about. Okay. So yeah, when you have this understanding, that is how you activate and empower your light body. Now, this knowledge is true God consciousness at the deepest level. Okay. The Merkaba symbol is a spinning tetrahedron. Okay, which generates a field of light, consciousness, and being around the body. So if you look at the Merkaba, or like I said, I'm going to interject images in here. You see it as, it's always depicted as like the Star of David, the upward pointing triangle, and the downward pointing triangle star. Okay. If you're looking at it 2D, but if you're looking at it 3D, they show it as a tetrahedron, where the upward pointing pyramid is spinning one direction and the downward pointing pyramid is spinning another direction. And so they're spinning opposite directions, and that creates this field of light and consciousness around it. Okay. So I'm going to break down what that really means. Okay. All of it's under your control based on where you put yourself and who you surround yourself with. Okay. And there is deeper lessons into that as well. What else did I put in these notes? So basically, yeah, we are all already a Merkaba light body, and it already is existing for us, and everything around us is just reflecting that or whatever, but basically gaining awareness of how the inner mechanisms of all this works is how you gain mastery and power over it, okay? Okay. So you're creating your own Merkaba light body as you are creating your own life. This is also why the symbol for God consciousness is the astrological symbol of the sun, okay, which is the dot in the center of a circle. It's a single point that has a field of energy around it, okay? So this means that you are, or what this represents is that you are the sum total of your entire life experiences as well as your physical body, okay? You're not just your body. You are everything of your entire life is what you are, okay? That's what your life force is fueling. All of your interactions, everything that you do, everything that you're around, all of that is you, okay? It's not just your body that you are. You are life itself happening. And your Merkaba consciousness is just one focus point in the whole field of the one divine light, okay? So you kind of need to look at this as, if you can imagine just a field of light existing, there's different points of focus in that one field of light, okay? And each of us is just one point of focus in that one field of light, okay? So your Merkaba light body is connected to mine, is connected to the next person's, etc. Because at the level of the light body, we are all one light, okay? But we're just different points of focus within that. Okay. So this knowledge unites the physical and the spiritual, the material and the esoteric, the divine masculine consciousness and the divine feminine, the independent identity of the ego self and the entire world around you. Each living person is a God living and creating within the womb of our great goddess, okay? We are all powerful creators, and the world around us is fertile and ready to grow whatever we wish to manifest. All we have to do is put ourselves there through intent and action. So like Metatron's cube, create on the astral realm first by putting your Merkaba consciousness into the desired outcome already, then adjusting your physical life to match that, okay, through your actions and choices. Your entire reality is yours to command by activating your Merkaba, living life from its presence, your true soul self, okay? For every effort and attempt you make to control or influence your life, consciously or not, the world around you will shift to match it. If you follow your intentions through with taking positive actions, you will see results every single time. Your thoughts and actions are already shaping the world around you constantly. If you invest your thoughts and actions into fully creating the life you want, all manifestations of your life will be focused in this goal until it is achieved. This is your true power in the present moment and your purpose for having a body to begin with. To remember your own divinity and true self is to reactivate your Merkaba at the conscious level and attain your full ascension and power. All intuitions, synchronicities, and psychic knowings come to you from this higher mind of yourself, okay? So, because your Merkaba is the one light, Okay, it's no different from it. It's more like you're just a point of focus within it, okay? So every type of psychic information that comes to you, every communication with the spirit, all of that is coming to you from your own higher self, okay? It's coming through to you from that, from your Merkaba. What else do I need to cover? The notes. Yeah, because the Merkaba light body is simply a focused point of perception within the one light being of God, all aspects of being exist within the Merkaba. It is you as God. Doing witchcraft is a way for the mind to tap into this power and consciousness as a light body creator. Rituals, spells, and magic are means of setting your intentions and making a blueprint from within the Merkaba, both astrally and physically. But you don't even have to be I should say, you don't have to do this kind of manifesting through witchcraft. You can just do it from, any actions whatsoever. So yeah, I just took some notes about how basically ritual and magic is like, and witchcraft is like it's a means for you to take your consciousness there, if that makes sense. To put your consciousness to the level of Merkaba consciousness, okay? Which is where all creation and power is in the present moment. And I'm just talking about for an ordinary mind that's not aware and learned all this yet. But of course, once you immerse yourself more into this level of consciousness, the less and less that you're going to need different tools and rituals, etc., to get yourself there, okay? Eventually, that will just become the consciousness that you're always in if you keep, going back to it and perceiving your life from that point of view. So at the same time, I'm not saying that tools aren't important, because they are, and there is another lesson about that, which I will get into, and I titled that lesson Merkaba Attunement, which is more about how to surround yourself with the right things, okay? Because like I said, the Merkaba is what and who you surround yourself with. So attuning your Merkaba becomes a matter of what are you surrounding yourself with, okay? What are you putting in your aura? That this has to do with your jewelry and talismans, the different elements and stuff like that you're putting into your field of light that's around you, and how that attunes your Merkaba to manifest, what you want, okay? So everyone's already doing this. It's just a matter of whether or not you're conscious of it, okay? Everything of what you're putting around you, or putting yourself around, is contributing to the experience that you are creating for yourself. So I guess this lesson is just kind of really about what the Merkaba is really, when you take it outside of the esoteric symbology, and you kind of just understand what it is at a practical, mundane level, okay? And the consciousness, okay? This lesson is about just getting your mind into the right state of perceiving the Merkaba correctly so that we can advance into the next lessons, okay? I think that's all I covered in these notes. But I did also want to add in this video, which I did not put in notes, a little bit more about the Merkaba, okay? So I wanted to talk about how basically excuse me, y'all, hold on a second. Okay, give me a second to I don't like that technique of looking at my notes and trying to teach at the same time. It's kind of much better when I just let these videos flow. So, okay. Yes, I did start smoking cigarettes again. But I think it's just a phase. Okay, you guys. Let's get into talking about this now in a more flowing way where I'm not distracted looking at my notes. The Merkaba. I wanted to compare it for you guys. I wanted to compare it to like a black hole. Okay, I don't know if you have done any research or looked into black holes, like in outer space and stuff like that. If you have not, I encourage you to go and do some research on black holes and just read about, what they are, their behaviors, like what they do and stuff like that. But I'm going to break it down in this video anyways. A black hole is at the center of every galaxy, okay? A black hole is a singular point around which a bunch of light accumulates, okay, in the form of stars and all of that, okay? Galaxies are made out of a black hole at the center and a field of light all around it, okay, swirling around it, okay? Now, here's what black holes do. Black holes consume all of that light eventually, okay? Eventually, I'm going to try to put some images in here of this too, but eventually every star, everything that is in that galaxy will eventually be devoured into the black hole, okay? Now, at the same time, black holes forgive me for not knowing the technical word for it, but black holes do this thing as well where every now and then they erupt a stream of particles, the smallest possible particles are erupted from the poles of a black hole. So a black hole, let's say that this is the black hole here, and my hand is like the plane of the galaxy, okay? That's where all the light is. Now, what happens is that a black hole will erupt these streams of particles from the poles, from the top and from the bottom, okay? Like I said, I'm going to find an image and put it here for y'all. And what happens is that some of those particles just fly off into space, and eventually they'll get caught into the gravity of something. out there, whether if it's another galaxy, another black hole, or those particles get caught back into the gravity of that same black hole, and they begin the process once again of swirling back in, accumulating and becoming stars and planets and whatever, because it can be anything pretty much. And I wanted to explain that to you because that is very much what your Merkaba is, okay? It's like a black hole. Your Merkaba light body is like the galaxy. And that makes you, what you really are, like a black hole, okay? You are consuming your entire life experience. It is being absorbed into you, okay? Everything that you experience in your life, you're experiencing it, okay? Y'all, this chair's a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, but I just wanted y'all to think about that, okay? So what that also too means is that you're also creating your life experience. So it becomes this thing of like an infinite cycle that's happening, okay? This is why on the tarot cards you see the Magician with the figure 8 limniscate, okay, the eternity symbol above his head. Because that is Merkaba consciousness that he has. It is the consciousness that unites you as a person, as a witch, with the universe, with the Most High God, source, whatever you want to call it. It's the consciousness that unites you and makes you as one with it. When you become aware of this and you live your life from this awareness and knowledge, you are, enacting from your Merkaba consciousness, from your Most High Self, which is the Creator God, Source. Now, this is the true shape of your Merkaba body, okay? Your aura is more like a seed, okay? Your aura of your body, which comes from your Kundalini, from your life force, from your chakras, okay? The awakening of that is like the seed of the awakening of your actual Merkaba light body, okay? It's the next step up from your normal aura, okay? It's the highest consciousness that you can possess. Now, I forget the word. No, I don't. A torus field, okay? T-O-R-U-S, torus field. Y'all look that up too. Look into that. This is the true shape of your true form, your Merkaba, okay? Your Merkaba light body is the form of what's called a torus field. And that's actually the exact shape of a galaxy, okay? It's the same thing. It's a torus field. And what that means is it is a self-sustaining field of energy. It creates, it sends out energy to manifest, but it also then consumes back that energy. And it's an infinite cycle. It's an infinite flow, okay? And so that's why it's also depicted as the infinity symbol. There's many ways to look at this. You are the 0 point, okay? You're the source of all energy, but you're also what takes all energy in. You're what's projecting all energy, but you're also what's receiving it all in, okay? And that's why, like I said, I was going to break it down for you with the spinning tetrahedrons. The upward pointing triangle represents projective energy. Some people like to call it masculine and feminine energy. I don't really like to subscribe to that description of it, because to me it's more about projective and receptive energy, okay? That's how I like to define it. I don't like to say it's masculine and feminine. But I mean, I see why people call it that, okay? Because if you want to break it down as well at the level of sacred sexuality and gender and stuff like that, the black hole is like the feminine part, okay? And then the part of the erupting and sending energy out is like the masculine, okay? It's more, I just like calling it projective and receptive energy, okay? It just makes more sense to me, because that covers everything more better to me than to just call it masculine and feminine. I think calling it masculine and feminine can kind of obscure this knowledge a little bit by limiting how you perceive it. So I like to call it projective and receptive, okay? So the upward pointing triangle is your projective energy. The downward pointing triangle is your receptive energy. And when you realize and put those two together, as one, which is what that symbol means, you become the 0 point. You become the you become the Merkaba Consciousness. You become your God self, okay? You become that Taurus field. Now, everyone already is this, okay? But it's a matter of whether you're in a dormant or active state, which also, too, if you look up about black holes, some black holes are dormant at the center of a galaxy, and some black holes are active at the center of a galaxy, okay? Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what it means for sure, because I have not learned that from Hekate yet. I don't know what's the greater understanding of black holes is what I'm trying to say. But when you know this, it makes a lot of sense about how everything is like infinite fractals, okay? So the source is like one giant Merkaba. And within that, there are infinite fractals of the same thing, okay? So that's what I was going to say about this as well. When you think of how a black hole is a torus field on a large scale, you know, the black hole and the whole galaxy is a torus field on a large scale. And then how each person is the same torus field on a smaller scale. What that shows you, okay, and not only what it shows you, but also to what Hekate told me. You know, my cigarette keeps going out. Maybe I should have been again. But is that the theory of the holographic universe? If y'all have looked that up or looked into that as well, it says that everything contains everything else within it, okay? So not only is there infinite fractals of this one torus field, but every single part of that contains everything else that was in the greater part, okay? So I think the holographic universe theory says that everything is a hologram. I don't know, y'all look it up because I don't really know it as deeply to break it down for y'all, but that is true, okay? That theory is absolutely true, and it's the shape of a torus field, because I think what it is that basically they print out holograms on like this sheet of paper, okay? And if they break off a piece of that sheet of paper, that piece, when you try to project it in the hologram form or whatever, it contains everything of what the entire sheet contained, okay? So breaking off a piece of it doesn't make it lose anything or any information or whatever. And so that's what I'm trying to say, basically. Your torus field, your Merkaba, is not a separate thing from the greater torus field that is our galaxy that we live in, and then the greater torus field from that is the entire universe that we live in. It's just a smaller particle of it, okay? It's not separate from it, and nor does it not contain all of the same energy and thing, okay? It is all the source, okay? I hope I'm explaining that right. So with the Kundalini awakening, that's always shown as two serpents like spiraling up, okay, up your spine from the base chakra to the crown chakra and out. And that can be understood as the center of the torus field, okay? Like I said, I'm going to put images so that y'all can understand what I'm talking about with pictorial keys. But basically, just understand that your Kundalini awakening is the seed, the beginning stage of your Merkaba consciousness and controlling and all of that of your light body, which is a much greater thing than your normal aura, okay? So in the next lesson, like I said, this whole lesson has just been kind of giving you the right foundation and understanding of what the Merkaba is, as far as Merkaba consciousness and how you can control it and stuff. Not how you can control it, but how you can just be aware of it. So that in the next lesson, when I start talking about Merkaba attunement, and also to another lesson called the Singing of the Spheres, you will understand the right mindset that you need to go forward in those lessons, okay? So let me know if you have any questions about this lesson itself. Please look up the things that I said to look up and like get a little bit more knowledge about it, broken down for you better than I did in this video. And you'll proceed with the next lesson. Blessed be.